Right, you want to do the launch on X. Let everybody know they can have it.
I'm doing a post with you live as well.
I was going to do that on mine, save it.
Okay, fine, do that. And I'll put it in.
Hey, Aaron. Yo. How's it going? Hey, Pickles. Right. So, you should now have access to the updated, in fact, I'll update mine as well. Hang on.
Traders Toolkit one. I'll do it right now.
Yeah? Nice 3R today? That's what we like to hear, Aaron. What was that on, CL, or what were you trading? Hey, Peter. Hey. Right. I'll redo this. My settings. Where's my 4 hour? No, I don't want to extend zones yet. Hey Mark, ES and gold. Yes, it's just been. Hey Dean, it's just been released.
Just gone on there, isn't it?
You should have got a notification to say that you can access it. So when you load it up, it'll be default to these signal settings. So this is what you'll get. So I've tried to kind of come on and keep it so that you would see when you load it up what you're looking at. It should look the same as mine if you go onto Heikin-Ashi or onto normal candles, right? But yeah, so it should give you that on the 2-minute chart. It's kind of like a default all-rounder, right? If you're just looking at signals and want to kind of follow the indicator as much as possible, then this is a good setup to use. Yeah, man, it's been a real push the last 2 weeks to get us out, but we are there. It is done. So yeah, let's get on NQ. Right. So we've already smashed through the daily, haven't we? So what's different in your alpha zones is candles to judge the time frame, right? So let's say, for example, I'm down on the 15-second and the 4 hour on the 15-second is, even though it's still pretty epic, picking up that particular zone, I could say, well, actually, because it's a 4 hour candle, I actually want to use, 2 candles to use the zone, or I want to use, on the 4 hour, I want to use 4 candles, right? So it's the same as the 1 minute, right? And then that will adjust to meet the higher time frame or whatever time frame it is you want to use. You'll get the zone to match, right? So that's been added to the current indicator that you've been using before, right? And then we've also Sorry?
New indicator on there. That's like it.
Yeah, so you'll need to add that new indicator called alpha zones. Otherwise, you'll be on the old alpha boxes,
Will be removed in time.
which will get removed eventually. We just felt the zone made more sense rather than a box because it is about the particular zone, this particular area, which is important, right? A beautiful example of that today. Another great addition as well for you guys, which I know you love, is the 4-hour candle stats. So not that one. So you've got the 4-hour candle stats and the hourly stats being released. And I don't know, well, obviously you wouldn't have seen it yet. I've just done some videos. One of those videos was looking through the 4-hour stats, and one of the things that we did, right? We looked at candle 4, which is the previous 4-hour that's just gone, right? So we looked at candle 4, and we were looking at the data of candle 4. Just looking at 4 minutes past, and you can see if we go up to the 15 minutes, right, you can see that, look, if we have a bearish 4-hour, because of New York Open, 85% of the time the low of a bearish candle, which means it continues, has a good chance of potentially continuing on with the trend, puts in the low. And you can see over the last 120 bullish candles, 94% of the time we've put in that high. We've put in that high in that last segment, right? While still having good probability of not taking out the previous 4-hour, which is exactly what we did here, right? So we had our 4-hour. This was our 4-hour high, and we know statistically this has been a bullish 4-hour. There is very, 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 very good probability of New York Open taking this high and being our bullish high, right? Which is exactly what you get. Nice rejection off of our 4-hour alpha zone and smash through. I mean, this kind of sums up everything about an alpha zone in one 4-hour, right? So we start off bearish. So we put in our 4-hour wick. We break above. If we go on normal candles, you will see the retest. Right, so we come down, we break above. Start off bullish. We get another hour that opens, goes bearish first, breaks above, right? So we start off bearish, flip bullish, meaning we expect now this is our low. We come up, new 1-hour candle opens bearish after a bullish 1-hour. And when you get this opposing price, you often get this return to the previous alpha zone, rejection, back to our current alpha zone, and either you'll flip that zone back bullish to carry on with the trend, or like this, we get a beautiful rejection and a continue on down, right? Show you on the 1 minute, look a bit cleaner. So you can see there, nice rejection from that previous zone acting as support. And the reason why it acts as support is because it's the previous candle. It's recent to this current candle on the 1-hour, right? We come up, we reject. And when we see these sort of rejections, we're expecting potentially that return to our 4-hour, which we then return to. We are bullish on the 4-hour, which we then hold. New York opens, flip this hour bullish, right? We go straight through the alpha zone and come back and test it. And then we continue on up, right? It's an absolute picture perfect of all the different types of way to trade it. The initial reversal and continuation. The opposing bullish to bearish, where we go to the previous zone, retest, and either continue back on or carry on the main direction. Come back to our main higher time frame and flip bullish, flip a candle, so where we get that break and retest, and continue on with the trade. There's like crazy setups that all fit in. So absolutely love this 4-hour. I mean, today's been, even the previous 4 hours, been absolutely beautiful. Rejections off of the alpha zones. Same thing here, right? When we come onto that 4-hour rejection. It's just been a classic day of showing how these zones play out and why they're so important. So current 4 hour, we are right, just starting off. We had quite a big run up. We've just taken out all of the highs. Did we take out the current daily high? No, we didn't. Let's put the daily on. Yes, full of videos in the course. The 10 a.m. candle strategy will be updated in the course in due time. So it will come with a model on how to trade the 10 a.m. with rules, how you want to trade it, and all that sort of thing. Beautiful rejection off the daily. Right, come up to our daily level, and we start rejecting off our daily level. So our draw has already been taken. So our previous hour and 4 hour high has already been taken. So let's add on some of these levels. This will be one of the next things that we work on is our levels. So we've got our draw low. Where's our... So we've already taken our previous day. Right. Don't be a dick. Right, so previous daily low. This is our current daily high. I don't think I've saved that template yet. So our current daily high. So unlike yesterday where we had trapped between the two 4 hours, right? So we had this 4 hour and the previous 4 hours where we were trapped between those zones until we started a new 4 hour and then we went bearish. We've already broken through this previous 4 hour. So the range, we're not stuck in that range, if you like. So it'll be interesting to see now with the rejection of the daily, how we then play. Now we're taking the high. It was a big wick up, but we'll see, right? Because if we break below this low, then we could look to take a short out of this. If we can break above the daily, potentially we could look to take trade out the daily, right, where we're rejecting from, maybe hold it and carry on bullish. It'll be interesting because we've already taken the previous day's low, whether we flip bearish and then potentially go for the previous hour low. We could definitely take it back down to this level if we went bearish. So yeah, we are looking at the candles, right? So if I, oh my God, go away, go away. White. Okay, so you can see we have a bearish candle and then we have a strong bullish candle, and this is our new 4 hour, right, which is already taken the high. So potentially we still expect a continuation. Now we can use our candle data, which is our 4 hour data here, on this particular 4 hour. So we can say candle 5. So candle 5 is the 10 a.m. candle. And if we look at the 10 a.m. candle stats in the first hour, if we're bullish, we can expect our low to be in the first hour 80% of the time for this particular 4 hour candle. And if we break it into half an hour segments, we can see that 67% of the time the low for a bullish candle's been in the first half an hour, right? So we've done 15 minutes, right? So another 15 minutes time, then there's a good probability that either our low or our high is already in. After the first hour, that gives us, you know, very, very high probability, close to 80% of the time, our high and low has been in. You can see recently, look, 80% and 81%. So that's 97 bearish days, 123 bullish days. 80% of the time in the first hour, our high and lows done. Really, really, really high stats. So massive edge when trading this 4-hour candle. So this is where the model's going to come in, which is the golden goose, because obviously it's the best 4-hour data of the entire day. Really good probability, and it's a great one to trade. If you want to obviously take out the signals and alpha boxes, you can now. The shop's open, I think. Our shop's open, isn't it? Yeah. So there is a discount on. You'll see in the chat above. And then obviously if you have any questions, you can jump in the Discord. Is there anything people want me to cover while I'm here? That's part of me coming on now. Is to help with questions, cover any examples. So it should be default mark. So when you load it up, it should be default in Discord. Mark's asking if I can post the settings, but we've saved them as default when you load them, right? Yeah. I will post them, but yeah, when you open up the indicator for the first time, it should be set to these ones anyway. So I use multiple settings depending on what I'm looking for, right? So depending if I'm just signal settings, I haven't got any joy. Yeah, Mark's not seeing them, and Pickles isn't seeing them, T.
What, the signal settings?
Any signals. He's loading up. T will just load up now and have a look. Just check there's something not ticked. So in the settings, this is your alpha zone that's connected to the signals. So it's default to 1 and 2, right? So what's that doing is in this hour here, this is our current hour and this is our previous hour.
You sure they've not got alpha boxes on? 'Cause that's the signal zone.
Just checking you're not using alpha boxes or alpha zones. You need to be using alpha zone signals, specifically the signals indicator.
Alpha zone signals, yeah.
And do your settings look like this? Should look like this. Right. So this is our zone. 2 means that we're able to go back 2 zones. So we can use 1, 2. So where we can see this buy, it's because it's used this level as support. Yeah, he said he's in the signal, still not seeing it. Do us a favour, Mark. Just take a screenshot in the and send it into support so we can see. So our 1 hour, so we're using a 1 hour time frame, which obviously you can change it to be whatever time frame box you want. Signals out of the daily, the 4 hour. We've just kind of defaulted as this is a good all-rounder. 1 hour, the last 2. Thanks, Mark. So this is requiring a zone touch, right? So we're only going to get signals. Peter's got the same as Mark as well. Aaron, you'll need to close TradingView and reopen it. If you're in Traders Toolkit, which you are, you'll definitely get access to it. So the required touch is ensuring that you're trading from a zone, right? So you're only getting a signal from a zone. It has to touch a zone to give a signal, right? So that keeps you from overloading signals in the wrong places. Okay. The only thing I can say, Aaron, is I don't. Everybody else obviously is in the same settings as yourself. Has been given it. Have you restarted TradingView in invite only? So if you go into the core settings, you'll see a video where I go through all of the settings on how to use them. But you can see here we have market structure turned on. And this is our market structure. So we're using 2-minute market structure. So you can see these dots are giving us our market structure. So when we put in this dot, you can see we broke bullish, giving us the buy, right? So we're now bullish on our market structure. Go on your other TradingView free one and add yourself to the what? See what it looks like when it comes through as a third party. Another nice rejection off the daily. It's alpha signals. It's the signals one. So if you look on to the video, we are talking about where buyers and sellers meet, right? So we're talking about each candle. When we look at a candle, generally has a wick above and below, right? So make these a little bit clearer. No, this should still be right now. Just check it's not. I'll have a look. Hang on a second. So if I go on MNQ, it's not defaulted with time frame, is it? So yeah, you should have same on MNQ. Should be exactly the same. The only thing I just double check is here where you got your start and end hour. What's the start and end hour on yours, Mark? So we want to have 0 and 23 so that it's showing signals throughout the day. Normal candles are the same. You'll have signals here, right? I mean, you can see this is the one that's generating the signals, right? So we'll try and figure out why your one isn't triggering. I wonder whether it's the how have you hidden the I don't know. That's it. That's fixed it for him.
Time.
It's the
Time shot.
yeah. We'll just update that now and save it as default. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Needs to be 0 and 23. So if you only trade a particular time, you can obviously set it to start and end New York time so that you're only seeing signals during that period. There we go. Yeah, so for example, if we were just trading that 10 4-hour candle, we could just limit our signals to only show during that period. Yeah,
it's a 10:17.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll update it now and save it so that next time anyone or anytime you add it to you, it'll be default to all day. So then it should load, and you should see, if you're on 2-minute Heikin Ashi, you should see this. Right. Obviously, let me turn off the 4-hour box. You won't see that box unless you've got the indicator on. Right. This is what you'll see. It'll get to a certain point where the signals, it'll run out of lines, so it won't show any more signals.
It's been updated.
There you go, it's been updated. Right. So again, these signals are entry. They're there to help you with your entries. It doesn't mean you buy and sell every single one. Don't get me wrong. They are significantly better even than the majority of people who just buy and sell signals only. I have spent my time going through these other indicators, and I feel like most of the signals that you get here, obviously, like depending what you're running for, 10 points, 20 points, absolutely smashes it. So if you do use Heikin Ashi, we have added on. So if you just come down to show real close, so you can click on that, and you can see it gives you the real close, right? So where would you have actually got in, right? So where would you have actually got in on that candle? So if you wanted to mark out a trade, you can mark it out at the point where you'd have got in, right? And then potentially what you could have done. Okay? I want to be on NQ. So still can't get above that high. Still can't get above that daily level, right? Nice rejection. So say, for example, I wanted to say, well, actually, I want signals out of the daily level. Then I would want to go in and say, I'm only going to trade from the daily. So therefore, I want to select daily as my time frame, right? So now I'm using the current day, right? And I'm only going to take trades out of the daily level, okay? And then obviously you could find a time frame for the higher for coming off of there, and then you would select how many signals. So right now we're limited to 1 signal per time frame, right? So TF1, so we can increase, show me 2 signals per time frame, right? Show me 3, 4. Now we've limited it to 1 on the 1 hour, right? And like I said, these are the recommended settings, sort of best all rounder, so that every hour you'll only ever get 1 signal. So say, for example, you were coming to here and you were like, I really want to get a signal, you know, like I feel like this rejection I want to get in, but I want to use a signal to get in. Then it's just about, you know, switching down time frames, going, okay, well, let's have a look at the 1 minute, see if I get a signal on the 1 minute. No, okay, I've still went buy, switch to normal candles. Right, boom, I get my sell signal. Right, great place to go, let's do it. And then, yeah, I can help you. So because we've had this buy, so also what we can do is we can tell it to wait. So we can say, you know what, I want to wait the first, give it the first 15 minutes, right? I want to wait 15 minutes before I show a signal. Right, boom. It's going to wait, let the first 15 minutes play out, and now we can see we're waiting for a signal, right? So right now we're just trapped between this daily level and the 4-hour level, right? So it's we can wait to see. We are 30 minutes in, so again there's good probability our high or our lows in at the moment. What would be a good indication now is if we take this low, right? So say we rejected now, and we took this low, right? That gives us good probability that our high's in for this 4 hour, and potentially we could then look for that retest and the short out of it. We don't want to have to rush into trades. Obviously, taking a short 10-pointer out of here, all good. You know, this level here, you can see it rejecting, rejecting, rejecting. Let me just turn off the dots. I don't need them. All right. So we have another set of signals coming as well that will be in the future development. We've worked hard on trying to get sort of consistent signals and, you know, high probability ones for you. I think it's a difficult thing to do. And then we've worked hard on creating a model, which will be the 10 a.m. model, which will be called the Golden Goose. That'll be fully delivered, which will include all of the areas that we look for, right? So London low, previous day high, Asia high, all that sort of thing. We will look at that as like levels that you can that you get added on straight away. It'll also include probability of, during whichever 4 hour candle you are, what the probability of that high or low going. It's too small to add on the draw there. What's the other one? So yeah, so the idea is that every candle pretty much has a bottom wick and a top wick, right? So at every point, this bullish candle at some point went bearish to flip bullish, right? And like here, we flipped bearish, we went bearish to flip bullish, and your alpha zone is your point of control, right? It's that point where sellers were winning to then buyers are now winning, and it's that point of control where you'll pivot, if you like, and where potential volume could still kick in, right? So this, we pushed price out of this level, and now there's still buyers there to push it back out, right? So it's identifying buying and selling pressure based on the fact that a candle, if a candle's going to go bullish, we generally go bearish first, and then we have to flip bullish, and that flip is where you see your alpha zone. So an alpha zone was created on the basis of how a candle forms. So here you can see now we're getting a buy signal, because obviously we waited that 15 minutes, right? So we are struggling with this daily, but still doesn't really matter. If you like the signal, you could take it. If you wanted to wait for more confirmation, then obviously we'd be looking for the daily level potentially to go, right? I have put in the tips and videos exactly what I'm kind of looking for in the trade. I don't think I've even got my fucking thing open. I haven't even opened my trade on it. I don't think so anyway. Let's have a look. Oh no, we have. Right, let's just fucking throw it. So stop wise, if we were taking this trade, then we can look at like 2 bullets for this hour, right? So the way I'd be looking at this is I only want to be going long here for once, right, really. So I want to cover this low, because if we take this low, then potentially I'm expecting to go bearish, right? So I'm expecting to take this and then be able to flip and take the reversal, right? So that would be my logic for taking the long from here. It's like, I'm only going to take this long once, and I want to do it covering this low rather than just this candle low, right? So this would be the logic around taking it. You can see within the rejections from the daily, like how potentially the long might not play out, right? You can see the level holding that we're struggling to go above, but it doesn't really matter. We'll wait. On Heikin-Ashi, which is what we've said for... Oh, I need to change the signals. On Heikin-Ashi, I've changed... What did I do? Oh yeah, I've made it wait. Right, so on Heikin-Ashi, we haven't had a signal. I think from if you are just going to trade signals, this is what I would use, right? If you're going to use narrative, then use your own kind of what you're looking for to generate a signal. Like, I want to take this short, right? I want a signal out of this area, and manage the signals yourself, right? Look at what you're looking for. Yep, 4-hour stats are published. So you should toast publishing the 4-hour candle stats, this one. So you should be able to access the 4-hour candle stats as well as the 1 hour, which will be like this, which gives you every single 1 hour in the day, right? So you can go in and select, so 1 means the first candle of the day, right? New opening day. And then you can literally just come through and select the particular 1 hour. And then you'll see, there you go. See it's highlighted that 1 hour. Right, and then we can change it to be our 6 segments, which we use a lot for an hour, right? And we can see that the 13-minute candle is 12 o'clock New York time. I'm just going to hide the dashboard so that you can see this. Right, and then we get stats on that particular hour that we can see that for the last 18 candles, 72% of the time, it's been in the first 20 minutes, first 10 minutes, right? But bearish recently has not been very good, but bullish has been brilliant. And then all you need to do, this is a 10-minute segment, so we can go up to 5 minutes. Yeah, market open, yeah. It's from the open of a new day. Candle number 1 is the open, but you can visually see which candle it is on the chart, right? And you'll be able to see them highlighted, right? So you'll be able to see them there, and then the segments. So you can go on and look at a particular hour and find, you know, like where you're trading, what that hour's like, right? How it performs. So we can see candle 16, which is the 1500. So the long, oh, sorry, we're just coming back up to that daily level. So yeah, so you got those candle stats added in as well. We've got a lot more candle stats, but they're included in toolkit, right? So you remember the 4-hour group one, right? So I'm just testing this 4-hour group one. So this is coming as well, but this will be Traders Toolkit, and you can look at a particular hour, a particular 4-hour, and look at what the return to the open are for that 4-hour, above and below the open for that 4-hour, and if we take the high of the previous candle, what the probability is of being closing bullish. So we can see candle 5, we've taken the high, so which is our 10 o'clock candle, right? So our 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock candle, when we've taken the high of the previous 4 hours, which we've done, 74% of the time we've closed bullish. So, you know, there's a statistical probability for this 4 hour that we have a higher probability of closing bullish this hour now, right? For this 4 hour. So this is coming as well, but that'll just be in Traders Toolkit. And the hourly one as well will be done on that. We're just trying to catch our feet, right? We've been doing a lot on the time frame. So depending on like who you are as a trader and what you want to use here, right? You can use it just as a signal service to find high probability signals. You can use it part of a trading system, right? You can use part and parcel, so you can look for confirmation yourself and signals being part of that. If you get a signal as well as where you wanted to enter, that can be additional confluence. It's not just a signal indicator, right? This whole support and resistance levels, multi-time frame, as well as, you know, understanding strategy on how to trade it. So it's a lot more than just a signal indicator, although that is obviously a big part of it, right? Yeah. So right now, I'd like to see us break either one, right? Get above this daily level or break below and give us a short. But we are just trapped up against this level right now. Good that we made a slight new high. Yeah, it makes it much easier being highlighted. I like it as well. The 4 hour one is just me. I just love it. I love this 4 hour candle stats. It's just fucking brilliant. They've been able to go back, right, and look at that 4 hour and how it formed. And that 10 a.m. candle, it's pretty solid across all pairs, right? So we can look at gold and see similar stats, right? In the 78% of the time, 77% of the time. If we go up to the 15 minute, collect a bit more data. (79, 85% of the time. It's a really, really high probability 4 hour candle. So previously where you got the average, right, of the MaxAlgo stats for the candle, that's fine, it's an average. This is the same 4 hour candle, right, consistent. That 4 hours has high probability of putting in our high and low. And as you can see on NQ, it's just really, really good. 80%, right? 123 bullish days, 80% of the time, the low was in the first hour. 97%, 97 bearish days, 81%. And it's got good distribution in the last hour as well. So really good candle stats for using that. So we're 46 minutes in our 4 hour candle. We've just ranged inside of here, but we know why we're ranging, right? We're up against this daily level, right, which has been bearish. Our trigger for going bearish is us breaking this level. We break this level and, you know, that gives us that high in the first hour, which we know 80%, well, if we look at the last bearish candles, so the last 11 bearish candles, 91% of the time, it's been, the high's been in the first hour. Yes, yeah, absolutely. NQ has been, you know, last month, especially with the tariffs and everything, it has been very, very volatile. I've you know, gold's been a great one for me, and I love trading the alpha boxes, and this is right when we're trading this setup, and you see this all the time, right? So we have a bearish 4-hour candle and a bullish 4-hour candle. It's like, off, that's your return, right? We come back to that 4-hour, and often we can get that rejection because it's not a continuation. We're going against the current trend. So sellers have been in, and then buyers are coming in, and it's that area where they meet. So here is a smaller example of that. We go bullish, we get a new hour that goes bearish, and we return to that previous one hour, right? And if you look at that in a candle, it's a really strong bullish candle, and then we've come all the way back down and retraced, right? The entire candle, rejected from the alpha zone, come back to where we flipped, and then we've broken through. And that pattern, we see that a lot when you get a strong candle and then the trend starts falling, we come back to that level. And often once we put in our highs, we often return to our current alpha box as well. It would be, I mean, we've had pretty rangy sessions. So a good way to know if we're having a rangy session is the previous 4 hours, right? So if we look at this level here, right? If I come down to the normal candles, replay, bar replay. If I come back to here, right? So we had, before we broke out, right, we were just between this 4 hour and this 4 hour. So if I just remove the hourly zones for the moment, just show the last 3 or 2. Let's have a look. Just the last 2. So you can see when we started yesterday, we failed to take that low, and we just bounced in between these two zones. But what you can see is each time we came back to the 4 hour, we made a slight higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And then we broke, and we went straight for our 9 AR draw, right, which was this target. So there was loads of nice little scalps in between here when we were trapped in that sort of level. And it just took a little bit of time for price to break, and then when we got a new 4 hour candle, we then switched bearish. But like this 10 AM candle can be really, really good for seeing where the previous 4 hour is, right? And especially since we then closed bearish when 9 AM opened, this now becomes a level where we can see we rejected from. Now becomes a level where we come straight back to and reject, but we fail to take the low, and then we continue to struggle with that level before breaking and then failing through. So it's really great at spotting ranges, especially around New York, where volume's high, and you can go in between these ranges. Really, really good. Really like it. So breaking above our daily now. Right. See if we can hold. And then maybe we're going to go for, this will be current daily high and Asia low as well. Actually, I'll just make it Asia low, Asia high, sorry. And that would just be our Asia high. So easier to see on the 1 minute where we're kind of just bouncing in between these levels. Not quite closed above, which would have been nice, but you know, nice sort of come back into the daily. Let's see if we can push for our direction. Like I said, you could set an alert on here to see if we break it, and then you can look for that retest and potential continue on down. We've got 7 more minutes until we get a new hour. So our new hour opened here. Sorry, our current hour opened here. Yeah, absolutely, mate. 100%. I will. What we will do is I will post a copy so you can copy it as well. But it's always like this. So I use this blue, right, for my 4 hour, and I just make them both opacity around that sort of level. And then I use a grey border. And then for my hourly, I will use a different color so I can clearly spot my hourly levels. My daily, I make yellow. So my daily levels are always orange, right? Just opacity down. So, and then I can clearly see. And I'll try and keep that. So say, for example, I wanted to trade the 15 minute. Yeah, stick it in the Discord. We'll have a look. So, yeah, so say for example, I was trading, like, I'll show you an example. So if I change my 4 hour to 15 minutes, and I need to have like 8 of them on, and then let's drop down to like the 15-second. Just waiting for it to load. I've extended it. Do not want to extend the 15 minutes. So then I can look at my hour as my time period I'm trading, right? And then my 15-minute windows can be, you know, how price is flipping during that 15-minute window, right? So we can see this is our hour, each 15-minute. We break above, we retest that hour perfectly, we get a nice buy signal, and then obviously away we go. Previous 15-minute, we open, we retest the previous 15-minute, we get a buy signal, obviously that trade's done. And then here, we're looking at those sort of 15 minutes. We're just trapped in between the daily and the current hour, right? I mean, the like precision at these levels, the daily and the current 4 hour, and you can just see the ping pong between those levels is just crazy, right? And then we get a nice break, currently holding, and potentially we're going off for that Asia high, right? Just beautiful. And my trade's done. Lovely. Right, so we hit the level, break, retest, I was in, bang, done. Right, so you don't, obviously 4 hour, I'm breaking up to an hour, but I can do the same thing on the hourly, right? So if we have a look at this one, So we can see our 15-minute starts bearish. We go to our previous hour. New 15-minute candle starts, right? We come up, right? Retest. Back to our previous level, right? We reject. New 15-minute goes bearish. New 15-minute goes bullish. You can see how then we're now holding the 15-minute level, right? All part of it. New hour starts bullish. Second 15-minute bullish. We go bearish. Now our higher time frame is bullish, right? So we're bullish on the hour. So we do expect our bearish candles to not potentially hold out as well as our bullish candles. So here we get a retest and down, and then we fail, right? Then we start off bearish again, come back below, fail. And then when we get a new hour, this hour now starts bearish, right? And we have a bearish hour where this was a bullish hour, right? Where we've been holding up. So it is literally, this is what you're looking for. We're looking for, this is where the volume is expected to tick in. This is our pivot. New hour starts, price comes down, pivots back, rejects, we get the continuation. When we break through, we know that buyers are stepping in, and we take the retest and we trade out, right? Really simple, really easy, absolutely stonking trade. Thank you very much. It's easy. I hate saying that, it's not easy, but try to keep the concept easy. So I'm just going to switch it back to hourly. I'll put my 4 hour on. So you do know, obviously, there's multiple. I like using different time frames, right? I like the 6 hour. I like the 12 hour candle. You know, I like to think about what candles are currently active during what I'm trading, right? So we knew with the stats that I showed you before, right? When we took the high of the previous hour, we had a 64% probability then of this 4 hour being bullish, right? So we took the hour, probability stays with bullish, right? We get a buy signal, market structure's bullish. So we can only get, we've got market structure here. We can see we break and go bullish. We get a buy signal. So even if you're on here with that trade, then your stop is below and you're already done, right? See you later. 2 minute one. Well, I don't think there was one on 2 minute. And then on Heikin-Ashi, I don't think we've had one yet, but we might get the pullback and tap in on Heikin-Ashi. Hang on. Yeah, so potentially we might get that pullback on the Heikin-Ashi and then look for that potential continuation on there as well. What I have tried to make sure is, I think what's really important is limiting the amount of signals that show, right? What I want to try and do with the signals is pull away from that over trading, right? You give yourself 1-2 shots at a zone, and you know, and that's it, right? If you're trading a 4 hour, we've got 2 shots during this 4 hour or an hour. You know, give yourself fixed limits with it, right? And it'll help. I mean, like, I pretty excited by the concept. I feel like, you know, the whole alpha zone, the area, the balance between buyers and sellers. You know, we've sat here day after day after day looking at the same thing, you know, the same thing happening. I mean, obviously, it's not every single hour is the same, but the patterns that we get, the rejections from the areas, you know, it is just consistent. And I feel like it keeps it nice and simple, right? We're looking for that support and resistance. Break, retest, and away. And then we've got data to behind us to back us when we're trading. knowing what might happen during this 4 hour, right? So we looked at this 4 hour candle and we knew that, okay, there's a good probability that if this has been a bullish 4 hour, that our New York will put in a new high, right? And New York opens, pushes above this previous hour, giving it a bullish hour. So even if we're not rushing the trade here, we can take the trade with this beautiful retest into the hour, knowing that this is our targeted high. And if you watch any of the videos in the course, you'll see that I already mark this out during the videos when we're down here, saying that we can expect to take this high. So I really think trading from these levels, knowing where you should be trading, when you should be trading, is going to help tons of traders to, you know, limit their risk and help with their mental game with over trading. For me, with these trades, you know, like I'm just doing the same thing, right? I'm just either looking to take the retest, right? You can either be very aggressive, or depending if you've got the room, right, you can play for your 1Rs. It's all good. Why hasn't that updated? Oh, has Bitcoin got all-time highs? Woo! I am on the wrong Bitcoin. Nice. Oh, that's amazing. Beautiful. I love it. Anyway, back to NQ. So, I mean, like, I'm done for the day. Like, trading rise now, that's it. You know, look for me signal. Or, well, I was looking for that daily level because we were stuck against it, right? I mean, there was. We had the 15-minute turned off. That's right, yeah. So, we obviously had this early signal here, and then there was a signal here, wasn't there, which we were talking about. If we waited, took the weight off. So even obviously that signal played out as well. I waited for the break and then the retest, right, and then just took a trade out of that for Asia highs. Realistically, there is a lot more potential for price to continue on up. As we know, with this 4-hour distribution is expected to be very much in the last 2 hours, right? We've still got all of that to come. So, yeah, could have let some run, no problem. Another good one for using Heiken-Ashi, right? You could have just let it play out, gone behind here, see if it continues on up. Obviously the hours come up, had a little retest. Can be some great trades then if we flip bearish, so you can set an alert on this level, right? If we then come back and take this level, can be a good trade as well. I am excited to see people's trades. I mean, obviously, Aaron, you've been smashing it today anyway in the Discord with your trades on CL and what was it? CL and was it gold that you had trades on? Can't remember. Oh, ES, that was it. So ES is still coming for that high. Do. Yeah, so nice. Right, is the daily. Yeah, so NQ is a lot more bullish at the moment, but we have just ticked that daily. So we could, obviously we are expecting now that to be our low for this 4 hour potentially on ES. You know, maybe a retest of the 1 hour, potentially continue back up to the daily. NQ is a lot more bullish out of there. And again, we've adjusted these settings mainly for NQ, right? Each pair is different time frames work better, etc. So you do need, if you are going to use other pairs, then you need to look at the current pair that you're using, the time frame you're using, and adjust the settings accordingly. We will be doing that for you as well and going through different pairs and providing recommended settings for the signals, as well as building them in. So that will be there. That would have been an absolute stonker of a trade, but I didn't need to. I just wanted me 1 hour to be done. But yeah, 3 hours easily there. Oh, I've just deleted my trade. What was the entry price? 41476. 414. That was close. Seven. 6. Ah. It's all the 4s. No, it's not right. I just changed the entry price. Oh, you dickhead. Sorry, guys. Being an absolute tool. 415. Yes. And then that was 444. That's roughly what it was. Yeah. I mean, that's how we want to try and make it as smooth as possible, right, when we're in the trades. How's everyone doing so far this week? It's been a blare so far, like just been absolutely manic. So we have got, what we've got planned come in. I've got some updates. Obviously, we're still going to continue with updates on alpha zones. We've got a second signal indicator coming as well with alpha zones, which uses a different entry method. Uses price action entry methods, and another one is price action as well. And so that'll be coming for alpha zones. We've got more statistics coming for Traders Toolkit. So they'll be out as well. We have the orb indicator and strategy still in development, and that'll be out as well. I felt needed the alpha zones first, right? Because this 4-hour candle is very important for the orb element of what we trade, right? So this first 15 minutes, and then, well, there's different ones you can trade, but just particularly around this most common one. So I wanted to get this out first so everyone understood it, so that when we came with orb, it would kind of make sense, right? So then orb will follow, and then we're going to have our important levels, right, which will automatically go on the chart, which give us probability of those being hit during our particular time window. So that's another one coming. And then we've also got an SMC toolkit as well. That'll be coming soon as well with our market structure, which we've got a little bit of market structure built into our signals, right? So we've got 3 levels of market structure, which if I turn on tables, you can see our 3 levels. We're using 2, 5, and 15. Our bullish, bullish, and bullish. I can change those levels, right? So I can update what I want to use. If I want to show the levels, again, just turn on the opacity. This is our 15-minute levels, right? And then you'll see, look, here's a 15-minute low, here's a 15-minute low, 15-minute high, right? So you can see the structure of the higher time frames as well. This will be developed into its own indicator on market structure, which will be more SMC based. So obviously it'll include chalk and market structure shift and all that sort of thing. So that'll come as well. Obviously, if you've got Traders Toolkit, all this is included. So you'll just get it added on. So SMC will be done as well. So there's loads coming that we've got planned that'll all fit in. As well as obviously the Golden Goose model, which is the 4-hour candle with rules, statistics, and probabilities of playing it. So that'll come as well. So still loads to work on, as well as Lazy Boy. Obviously not forgetting Lazy Boy, absolutely cracking system. And the algo, which will be included a hell of a lot more once we've got a coder. It's just too complicated. But I think alpha zones, for anybody who's trading, it's just a really, really easy way of picking up, seeing where you are, you know, bullish, bearish, and then playing out of these levels, right? Helping you play out of the levels. And understanding how the candle formations, how they work, and how they impact on price. So everything we do, as I always say, in MaxAlgo is all around the formation of a candle, bullish statistics, and all that sort of thing. Anyone else who got in on the retest of the daily? Right, when we came up, started holding it here. Anybody else get in? Could have really gone below that low. Obviously it's an absolute stonker of a trade, but even just the Asia high, it's a good 2R. Even just catching these scalps in between the zones, right? God, it's 129 ticks in between each zone. From, well, let's go mid to mid. So mid to mid on the 30 seconds, 100 points. Well, yeah, Aaron, you don't need to trade again, not 3R up. You need to finish for the day, pat yourself on the back. Because you're going to finish with a really strong week, right? Yeah. And that's what I would say. That's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for clean price action. And one of the things that is important that you need to be able to see is, what's our structure like, right? Are we breaking? And when it's not clear, then just wait, right? So you can see clear structure, like, are we breaking below? Are we breaking above, right? I think it's really important to be able to see, like, what is happening. And if you can't see and you can't tell, then just wait, because it's like here, it's really clean, right? We're coming down, we come up, we come down, we come up, we come down, we come up, we break through, new hour, come back, come down, and then we break through, right? It's clean. It's clean. You can see price is clean in how we are moving, right? We break this high. So this is the push. We break this high, new hour, we break that high, structural and internal structural break, tap in, back to the current 4 hour, right? Reject, back to the hour, buyers step in and we push through. New hour starts and we start bearish. We get trapped in between that 4 hour, tap, now we break through and then we hold that 4 hour level. And even if sometimes you get these nice sort of retracements, right? Trend line break, retest, see you later. Like, just be patient and wait for, if you can't see it, just wait. Like, which way is going to win? Don't know. Break above, retest, okay, let's go. We're expected to be bullish, right? Because we broke the previous high. We break above, we break this high, giving us more probability that we're going to go bullish. We've got our Asia high, bang, done, see you later. We come below, so we get our bearish wick, break above, retest, see you later. We make it uncomplicated. I think it's probably one of like the cleanest models that we get, right? One of the cleanest models, cleanest and simplest support and resistance levels. It's just perfect. Oh yeah, lifetime. There's $100 off for the first 20 people. It's lifetime on Alpha Zones. So all the updates, signals, extras, all we add will all be included. And it's obviously a one-off. You have it for life. And you can do the same thing with Traders Toolkit. I'm sure obviously a lot of the guys who are still in the Discord who originally got Traders Toolkit have just seen that we have continued to add and add and add and improve, add more value, provide more value, and that's what we will continue to do. We're very much focused on kind of like creating models and then having Traders Toolkit become that what it is, you know, useful statistical data, handy tools to make your life easier, you know, levels on, all that sort of thing. And then you'll have models if you want a particular model, or alpha zones. But I'm hoping that obviously the concept that I've created around the formation of a candle and the buyers and sellers and how these zones react becomes mainstream, right? Because I just can't see how, if you trade support and resistance, or you know, one of the most profitable ways to trade, how this is just not part of that system. It is just too clean, too common. So hopefully the concept will take on, become more mainstream, and we'll see more and more people use these levels as areas to trade from. And you know, it's not hard to do, right? So you know what you're looking for. It just, obviously with the signals and the multi-time frame, obviously the indicator just makes life so much easier. And I've got a few ideas as well for some improvements that we'll be looking at. But yeah, so we're going to look now, right? So we're 22 minutes into this hour, so we've still got plenty of time on this hour. What will be really interesting is with this move up, when we get the next hour, does that go bearish? And then potentially you can say, for example, like you have your alpha zone, right? And then, you know, maybe we'll get something like this, sort of a push, break, test, and then back to that previous hour, which will be an interesting trade. And then seeing how that hour reacts, or whether we get a comeback to the daily level. No sleep for you. Get back to work. Super clean. Let's have a look at gold. Lovely break and retest of our hour. This is what we said. Well, I keep repeating myself over and over again, but new candle starts, sellers step in, flip bullish, right? And we do that within our first 20 minutes. We take the high, giving us our probability low, right? Up, retest, 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 back, new hour, break bullish, retest, bang, off we go. Right, the same thing. Here's our daily level, right? So 4 hour starts bullish, breaks under, we get a new hour, right? We reject from it, new hour, reject from it, return to the daily. Right, this is our daily level, which we go bullish from. Right, 4 hour starts, we break the low here, confirming that we're more likely to be bearish. Tap back in, continuation, right? We take that low, trade done, come back, another little trade. Now we go bullish off this hour. We come up, tap, trade, right? Hey, over and over and over and over and over again. Let's see if ES has been able to take the high. And we've gone down to the 15 minute on the 15-second chart and showed that same thing, right? Taking those the same trades from the same levels. So we're back up to our daily, right, on ES. Now ES has been more bearish, so it'll be interesting to see whether ES is able to get above our daily level, or whether this is our rejection from the daily alpha box, right? And we will see. Ah, beautifully bearish on CL. Nice structure. Right. Nice structurally. Really nice. Let's have a look at 6E. A little bit more messy, right? But still a bit of structure here. See if it neatens it up. There's our daily. Okay, so we've gone off very bullish, right? Started the day bullish. New hour start, new 4 hour starts off very bullish. Nice test of the hour. And then we've kind of flopped around here really. But I love these to previous hours, back and forth. It's nice. It's nice. All right. Let's go back to Enki. Wow. Market structure's held nice on TLC. We can see that this is our high. So we take the low here, right? So we come down, take the low, come back up, take the low, switch bearish, retracement back up into our range, come back down, new 4 hour, break the low, flip this high, but we still have this high as well. Flip back bearish, bearish signal, and then obviously we're back down here. So this is our range high. And we've come through the daily as well. There's our daily. Oh, we had a really big push out the daily. All right, okay. Yeah, man. Maybe we'll come back up to this hourly. It's been a long push down though, but yeah, maybe. Right, we just gotta. It depends what you're trading, right? So we're trading. I'm looking at the 1 hour and the 4 hour, right? Okay, well, like I said, we can go down time frames, right? So we can say, right, let's go 15 minute. I'm going to drop down to the 15 seconds. And then we're looking at our hourly levels, right? So nice rejections out of our daily and our current time frame. We come above, we hold it, boom, break up, retest, see you later. Little bit more higgledy-piggledy on this one, but we have come above now. How long we got left on the, right, 1 minute left. So potentially, when we were talking about this bearish hour, we've still got half an hour left. It'll be interesting to see if this 15 minute goes bearish. See how we're failing to come above, failing, and then we're starting to break through. But I mean, look at this, is just perfect example of like a range trade, like out of here, in here, 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 ping pong, we break through, hold it, and away we go. Just beautiful. So yeah, if you haven't got long to trade, you can put the 1 hour on, go down to the 15 minute, and just wait for some clean price action, right? Wait for us to break structure, give you a tap back in, and then a trade into it, right? I'm on a 15-second chart here, so I'll just jump up. Do. We're just gonna tick these trades off every day, right? Tick these trades off. Even if, like I said, you're just trying to get 10 points or small trade back in, right? We want to be green and green, not green and red. Green and white. Obviously, I use different colors. But new 15-minute candle. Nice. Let me switch. So our hour. So for me, right, if we were to go bearish, we just want like a little structural break here, potentially for a pullback. It's a little chop in there to see clear structure. So again, Like, if you can't see it, don't trade it. And just be patient. I'm going to switch it back to the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Why is every time I switch back to the 4 hour it gets lighter? Is that light coming on behind me or something? Potentially. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the introduction to alpha zones. This is what we are going to be trading, and we're going to be trading this 4 hour candle and this data setup that we have on our high probability levels. We are going to be trading them every day, and we're going to be coming on and doing the same model every day, right? So not just any time of the day. We're going to be looking at this particular time with these particular levels, with the particular data and statistics that we got, and we will be trading the same model every day, giving us that edge, clear rules for everybody, exactly what we need to do if that's what you want to follow along with. Or, you've got the levels, you've got the indicators, make it your own, and yeah, have that edge over the market where you know where you've got high probability levels. That's not judgmental. It's mechanical that you can trade from. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. See what traders can do. So 15 minutes bearish. We did come back into that 15 minute and reject. But like I said, we're still kind of in that range. Would have been nice to see this low go first. Halfway through this hour. So I would want to wait to see a new hour start and see if we can pull trades out of it. We're not rushing to trade every 10 minutes, right? We want to trade from our zones. You can see there's been plenty of opportunities. Break, retest, 4 hour, break, retest. Right, break, retest. Where we go in, daily level, right? Resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, break, retest. Out we go. Yeah, just got to be patient and wait until it's clean. Come down, previous hour bullish, reject, return, reject, break, right? Clean, clean, clean. That's what you got to wait for. Right, I will see you in the Discord. I'm going to go in the Discord and get into questions and cover any issues that we've got. And yeah, I hope to see some new faces in there. And we'll do some training in the Discord as well. And then we'll crack on. Keep moving forward. I look forward to seeing people's trades. All right, guys. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for coming on. I'll see you on tomorrow. Is it Friday? No, it's Thursday tomorrow. Yeah, so I'll see you on tomorrow, same time. And we'll be going at this 10 a.m. candle again. See if we can't get another great trade, right? We had a good day yesterday as well. with the previous 4 hour levels ping ponging, but then also with us holding this 4 hour with our draw being high probability. And for me, it was just a trade out of here. So I think I took a sell as well and then a buy, but I was looking for that previous high, which we got. I would have liked to have traded the short when we came through, but I wasn't there available. And when we failed to take this low, that's where the narrative just switched bullish. But we were just struggling in that range. So good trades on the previous 4 hour, and then obviously we've had the daily level playing its role today. And nice rejections, nice rejections. So, you know, even if you traded from here to here, you would have got a nice 100 ticks. And then trading through and the break, yeah, also a great trade, right? So, good day, good 4 hour. There's still plenty of time left for this 4 hour, right? So we still may see some other opportunity. And yeah, I'll be watching and in the Discord. But I will see you later. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Bye-bye.